but I had to get out of that. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, okay,
Mhm,
okay. Let
mhm.
me take a breath and let me just have the courage to make this call. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then even before the call, have come from I came from this place of peace. And when I made the call, when they picked up the phone, I was smiling because
Mm,
smiling is an energy.
mhm.
Right. Hey, Mr. So and so, how are you doing? Listen, I know that I'm late on this and this is what's going on. Is there any way that you can work with me? Eugene, I'm so glad you called. Sure,
Mhm.
be glad to. But I need how much time do you need? And blah 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 blah, right?
Mhm.
Get off the
Mhm.
phone and go, okay. Now I have given myself some space and
Mhm.
some time to work out whatever I need to work out. But the first thing is to be grateful. Ooh, I like that. To be
Mhm.
grateful for the ways through which this can work, whatever this is.
Yeah.
Welcome to Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery, where transformation meets action. I'm Eugene Holden. I'm one of your guides on this journey of personal growth, mindset shifts, and deep self-awareness. Each episode, we dive into the tools, wisdom, and strategies you need to break through limitations and step into your highest potential. No fluff, no shortcuts here, just real conversations, practical insights, and a community dedicated to mastery in every area of life. So, if you're ready to unlock your power, elevate your mindset, and create a life by design, then let's get started. Welcome to Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery. Welcome to the deep end. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Eugene Holden's Academy of Self Mastery. Obviously, I'm Eugene Holden, and today I have with me my beautiful guest host, no, my co host, the beautiful Reverend Charin Barone. How are you, Charin?
I'm
And
well.
good. And we are here recording this the day before Thanksgiving. Now, I'm sure this will air after Thanksgiving, but that's okay because we're going to get into the reason why we want to be grateful, not just on the last Thursday of November, but every day of our lives. Every day of our lives. Ooh, really? I want to start this off by asking you, Sharon,
Mhm.
what is gratitude? What does that mean to you? What does it mean for you to be thankful?
Well, it is purely for me, it's purely an energy that comes
Mm.
from within. And in having an attitude of gratitude, I have learned that for me personally, I have to look beyond the appearance because the appearance, it always stymies me, and then I don't like the way that I feel. I don't like it. And so having an attitude of gratitude and to be grateful for something is not after it's happened, but I have learned to have an attitude of gratitude before it has happened. And I'm going to give you an example of that. Years ago, uh, we had a dog, Brandon's dad. We had a dog, and her name was Julie. And my son was probably maybe 2 or 3 years old. And we were living in Northern California, and Brandon's dad was at work. And at that point, I wanted to move to Los Angeles and I wanted to be an actress. And so they had put out a call in Santa Rosa for it ended up being a Robert Redford movie, All the President's Men.
Mm.
Anyway, so I got a call to be an extra. In those days, we didn't have cell phones. And so I had Brandon outside and my dog Julie was with him. But I left that kid outside because I heard the phone ring. And I went back inside and it was them. And I was so excited. Oh, yeah, I'll be there. And I'm writing it down. And when I go back out, there's no dog, there's no 3-year-old, there's no kid,
Uh-oh.
no. And I said, and I was on steps going down, and I said, all right, Lord, you have to help me. I cannot lose my son because of the need to be famous. Julie, you go find this dog. You go, I mean, and I sent the dog out, and I was just grateful because I knew that Julie would find Brandon. And lo and behold, he wasn't far, but I heard Julie barking, and Brandon had walked down to the neighbor's yard. And, so I gave thanks when I realized I'd left this 3-year-old outside by himself. I gave thanks for Julie, and I gave thanks in advance because I wasn't going to lose this kid. There's just no way. And what happened was that it was what I was filled with. All right, I know Julie can find him. Julie can find him. So for me, gratitude is giving thanks before it has happened, because it really is about, what it says in scripture, that faith is a substance of things hoped for. If we have faith that we can increase our financial situation or increase our health or whatever it is, we have to give gratitude to that, knowing that it is already done.
Yeah. At the end of the second part of that line is the evidence of things not seen.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
evidence
Yep.
of things not seen, right? So there's evidence
Hmm.
that it's already happened. Yeah, thank you for that. What I also, like about gratitude is we say thank you for something that's already been done, right? For
Oh, yes.
example, when we go out to eat and the waiter brings our food, thank you, right? Because it's
Hmm.
already done. Or when somebody performs a service of some sort, whatever it is, thank you. So we're saying thank you for something that's already done, right? So what if we were to be grateful for the evidence of things that are not that we can't see yet, be
Mm.
great, well, can't see on the physical plane, but we see it with our mind's eye, right?
Hmm.
Being grateful that I'm grateful that Brandon is found, right? And
Hmm.
just resting in that, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Grateful for this brand new job, even though the job isn't there, but having that feeling because we don't do being grateful, we feel grateful, right?
Grateful. Yes. Yeah,
And
yeah.
here's what I've been saying for years, Sharon, that gratitude is a creative energy that creates more to be grateful for,
Hmm.
right?
This reminds me, Eugene, of what you just said. Growing up as a rancher's daughter, and we ate all of our meals together. There was never
Mm,
a meal that we didn't pray before.
right.
And my dad would, let's say we were having a drought, and my dad would say, and thank you, Lord, for sending us rain because the crops need to grow. The family needs to, and all these, they gave thanks in advance
Yeah.
for that, what you're just talking about.
Yeah.
But I think more too is it has to be I'm not judging them to say they didn't have the feeling, but for us in today's world, it has to be about a feeling, doesn't it? Because we
Right.
create
Yeah.
from that feeling. And
Yeah.
it's hard to get that feeling when, let's say, you're in a financial crisis, and it doesn't look like you're going to be able to pay the mortgage or the rent or whatever. It's hard to be grateful, to have that feeling of grateful, knowing that, the rent is due on the 3rd and it's already the 5th and it's
Mm-hmm.
not there.
Mm-hmm.
So I like getting instruction from Eugene because I learned so much. But how can one adopt a feeling when the appearance says something other than
Yeah.
what we have?
Yeah. Been there, done that one. Rent is due or rent is late, right? Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
and what my experience has been around that, Sharon, is and this goes back many years, because gratefully I grew. But what I had to learn and how I grew, what I had to do is not to get flustered. Now and I didn't say don't be worried, right? Because there's going to be some worry there, and we just can't go from not being flustered to everything is okay, because that's not how that works, right?
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
worry still may be there, but what I had to learn is, okay, let me not be flustered about this, and because now I'm in fear, and I can't create anything in fear or
Hmm.
from a place of fear. It's like, okay, this is what's going on. I gotta find a way to bring in some fun somehow, right? And because we are all creative beings, I found for myself personally that when I allowed myself to get out of the fear, oh no, what's going to happen? Oh no, what's going to happen? Well, then ideas would come up. For one,
Hmm.
give the landlord a call, let them know what's going on.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
every time that I did this, they worked with me. But
See,
I
yeah.
had to get out of that. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no.
Hmm.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Let
Hmm.
me take a breath and let me just have the courage to make this call. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then even before the call, have come from I came from this place of peace. And when I made the call, when they picked up the phone, I was smiling because
Hmm.
smiling is an energy.
Hmm.
Right. Hey, Mr. So and so, how are you doing? Listen, I know that I'm late on this, and this is what's going on. Is there any way that you can work with me? Eugene, I'm so glad you called. Sure,
Hmm.
be glad to. But I need, how much time do you need? And blah, 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 right?
Hmm.
Get off
Hmm.
the phone and go, okay, now I have given myself some space and
Hmm.
some time to work out whatever I need to work out. But the first thing is to be grateful. Ooh, I like that. To
Hmm.
be grateful for the ways through which this can work, whatever this is,
Yeah.
and then be open to how it shows up.
Hmm.
I
It's
remember. I'm sorry. Go.
No, no. Well, it seems to me that we talked about this before, but in other shows. But it seems to me the key to this is for us to be willing on the inside to hear it in a different way, whether it's a problem relationship or the example that you just gave about calling up the person that you owe a debt to. If we are willing to say, in your own words, for me, it would be, all right, Lord, I'm willing to see this in a different way because I don't like suffering. I don't like not having enough, whatever that not enough is.
Right.
So, am I willing in this moment to change the way that I am being? Or am I just going to be, well, I can't call them up because I'm too afraid and they're going to say no anyway? Because right there, we're creating something that we don't want.
Right. Yeah.
So for me, it is, wow, just open up that heart chakra, go take a walk, whatever it is, for whatever it is for you out there, for those who are listening, whatever it is when you are in that moment of conflict, whether it's, for me, sometimes it's just doing the dishes or cleaning house. I clean because I have to process and work it out. And then I'm willing to say, here, all right, this challenged me, but what happened when I was drawing that cup? Something came in like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
And being willing to hear it allows us to implement or as you would say, Eugene, it informs us about what to do next.
Yeah. Yeah. What Sharon is referring to is, the question is, so what's mine to do? Which is a great question. And for me, it's the second question. My first question is, who am I to be in this, right? And so coming back and touching upon what you just said, well, okay, who am I to be? Let me be willing.
Hmm.
We have heard, where there's a will, there's a way. Okay,
Hmm.
but sometimes where there's a will, there's a wall. Because I will get this done. And it depends on the energy that we come from. However,
Hmm.
when there's a willingness, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
what I learned about being willing, oftentimes just being willing is enough. And I may not know how to do what I am supposed to do, but being willing will open up the way for me to learn, okay, what's my next step? Now, let me be willing. So being
Mm-hmm.
grateful to be willing, right? I'm grateful that I am willing to open up my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
grateful that I'm willing to pick up the phone and make that call. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're right. Willingness is, huge.
Mm-hmm.
I love how these principles all work together. Let me be willing to be grateful, even when I don't feel good,
Mm-hmm.
when my body just doesn't feel good. Let me be grateful. And this is what I say. Well, I'm grateful that I have a body that doesn't feel good, because on the serious side, there are many people who did not wake up today,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
know, what's that old saying? I used to complain about my shoes until I met a man with no feet. Let me be grateful for my shoes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being willing. I love that, you know. And so the question is, ooh, are we willing to change?
Mm-hmm.
We're coming in. I love this. I did a blog that's going to come out tomorrow. Well, when people see this, it would have been last Thursday. But the blog, it's came out. It's interesting to presently talk about the future, which talks about something that happened in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing this blog for Thanksgiving, and the point being that the the holiday season, or as I like to call them, the holy days, because holiday is a conjunction of two words, holy day. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but the holidays start off with Thanksgiving. The holidays start off with a vibration of being grateful.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
what a way to start the end of the year.
Yes. Yeah. And right after that is Advent. The first Sunday of Advent now is Sunday, November 1st.
Hmm.
And now we have that gratitude and starting off the holiday.
December 1st.
I
December
mean,
1st.
December 1st. Yeah,
Sheesh.
correct. Yeah.
Shoo.
So, and the Advent is just the coming of something new. That literally means the Advent is it's the coming of something new. So here in this place of gratitude, we can welcome something new into our lives. Let's say a new relationship or I don't always want it to be about things, but and well, let me just add this, a new relationship or a new change within me that allows me to say, I have, even though it doesn't look like it, I have more than enough finances to meet my every need. I have more than enough health to meet my every need. Why? Because this is the advent of good. I have an attitude within me that says I am grateful for it to happen. And what we know is that what we put our attention on, we energize.
You're right. Right. We get what we focus on.
Yep.
I was writing, in that same blog in in Tai Chi Chuan, it is said that chi goes where the no, chi flows where the mind goes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when I put my mind on my hand, the energy of chi is going to my hand. So the principle is the same. When I put my mind when I put my mind on my business, well, the energy flows to the business, gives a totally different meaning to mind your business. You know?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And the willingness also, I love that, Sharon, the willingness to look at what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
The willingness
Mm-hmm.
to look at and identify what no longer works, and then the willingness to change that, the willingness to let that go, to
Mm-hmm.
release what does not work, and then be grateful for the willingness to let that go.
Oh.
and then be willing and then be grateful for the willingness to accept the advent, to accept what's new.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
love the
Mm-hmm.
word advent because it's a part of the word adventure.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's
Yeah.
true, Eugene. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to,
Gratitude.
when I look at in my life, this is just for me, just for me. When I look at it and I say, as you know, I had a big health challenge last year.
Hmm.
And in the beginning, I was just shocked about this diagnosis. How could that be? And
Hmm.
I held on to that shock of, oh my, this is going to be just like my mother, blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
mastectomy, all of that. And then I realized I was walking around my house heavy duty like this,
Hmm.
literally,
Hmm.
you know, and then it came to me, and I said, I heard this, the voice within, called the voice within, and it asked me, it said, how long are you going to be willing to hold on to this? Because if
Whew.
it's what you want, I will give it to you.
Right.
And I wasn't willing to hang on to a breast cancer diagnosis.
Right.
There's no way. There's no way in heaven.
Right.
And so I had to be willing to give it up. So I think, Eugene, if we pay attention to our bodies are always talking to us. They're saying,
Absolutely.
yeah, there's a heaviness here of, I'm crabby, I'm snappy, I'm this and that. There's something going on. And it wants us to say, to be lifted up. If you want to change this, it things life is always telling us, particularly our bodies, it's always telling us how we're feeling and what we're going to be creating next.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been saying, and you've heard me say this many times before, that as human beings, we are so beautifully crafted.
Hmm.
I love that word crafted, not so much created. We are crafted. I
Hmm.
mean, there was some intelligence that crafted us, right? In
Hmm. Hmm.
beautiful ways. And in terms of the body, not only does the body tell us when something is off, pain and, a
Hmm.
cold or whatever, but we also have within us the body of our emotions, which also let us know where we are. So to
Hmm.
be willing to look at that, ooh, what's this pain about? Ooh, let me
Hmm.
go check this out. And then if we can
Hmm.
then connect the emotional cause of that,
Hmm.
because there's
Hmm.
no separation. It's interesting, right? Where science has proven years ago that anger and resentment is directly connected to some sicknesses, directly
Hmm.
connected to. So be willing to forgive.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My late husband, Frank, he, I'm the outgoing one. He was quiet and, and smart and, reserved and all of that. And he used to say to me, he would say, Charin, you're getting snappy. You're getting snappy. So what's in that snappy? Why are you getting snappy?
Yeah.
And it was an attitude that I had of the need to be right or whatever it was. And he reminded me on quite frequently, you know, no, that you don't have to be snappy to communicate. Just let's slow down here, take a look at it and say, what is it that you need out of in terms of him? What is it that you need right now?
Right. Right.
And I I just value so much those relationships of there's this trust factor that comes in. I have it with you, Eugene. I certainly had it with Frank, but we can hear them in a different way. We're
Yeah.
willing because that we know that they love us unconditionally
Yeah.
and that they don't want us to be hurting or to be snappy or to create something that we're going to have to clean up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's stop it right there.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful for the people in my life that I trust, the people that I know that I have their best interest at heart. They have my best interest at heart, and I am grateful for those relationships.
Yeah.
Eternally grateful.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to have someone in your life, be it, a relationship partner or just a really good friend or a family member or a family
Hmm.
member, right? To what's the term used to be, to pull your coat to things, meaning, like for example, Frank was pulling your coat to like, you're being snappy here.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, he
And
was.
so it's
Yep.
really good to have people in our lives that love us enough to tell you that you got broccoli in your teeth,
Yes. Yes.
and then also on the convert side to be that person for someone else.
Hmm.
What you just said was really a bit harsh, right? To have somebody, to be that person, to tell that person that, it's not that what you said was wrong. It's how it is said.
Ah, that's the key right there, Eugene. It's how it's said.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure that there are people out there who have said things that, from a place of just being just angry and pissed off, and
Hmm.
you're not upset about you're not sorry for what you said, because what you said probably had to be said, but it could have been said in a different way.
Hmm. Hmm.
So communication, right? And
Hmm.
we want to be aware of how we communicate so that our loved ones or whoever we're speaking to can catch what we're wanting to say.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's interesting that I rehearse when things are up and I have to have a difficult discussion with someone. I find myself rehearsing over and over and over again. Because sometimes I need to do that because I don't want to come off pissed off, right? Because
Hmm.
they're not going to hear that. They're not going to
Hmm.
hear if I'm
Hmm.
coming at them like this. Well, they're going to put their hands up, and they can't hear what I'm really trying to say. So
Hmm.
I will rehearse it in my own head to the point I'm like, dude, you don't need to rehearse it anymore. You know what to say, because I want to come from a place of love. I want to come from a place, if not love, then from a place of understanding.
Yes.
Like, look,
And listen, folks, what Eugene just said there is powerful, but it's also said in with gratitude that he
yeah,
was able to get to that place. I'm rehearsing, but I'm grateful I can get to that place because I have gratitude in my heart. I want to love this person. I want to inform them so that this gratitude that we have for each other and how we speak to each other is exponential in how it goes out into the world and what we
yeah,
create next.
yeah. Yeah, it's very important for us to really understand it's not so much the words that have the impact, it's the feeling tone behind the
Mm,
words,
mm, mm.
you know?
There you did it again, Eugene, that feeling.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
feeling.
you want to create something? What's the feeling that you have for it?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Again, going back to we are so beautifully crafted, right? Where we have feelings,
Hmm.
right? And we can put feeling into whatever it is, right? Or
Yeah.
man, and yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo-hoo.
So
Yes, yes.
being grateful for life. My beautiful beloved partner and she and I have this exercise. It's almost now a a ritual that we do every morning and every night. What are you grateful for?
Oh,
Right? Now, my beloved will list things and she'll just keep going, right? And I will say, one or, two, but making that a practice. What are you grateful for? And
mhm.
sometimes during the day, like I did yesterday, I'm like, hey, babe, in this moment, we're driving somewhere. In this moment, what are you grateful for in this moment? So, Sharon, in this moment, what are you grateful for?
Life.
Yeah, right?
I am grateful for life. I am grateful for who I have in my life. And I am grateful for knowing deep within there is a truth that sets me free. And that truth is I was created in the image and likeness of love, in the image and likeness of God. And God, that love saw what it created and he called it good, called it good. And I am grateful to know that every day because then I get to create out of that knowingness because I am unlimited and I am free. Why? Because I am created in and out of that image of God. And that all of us have a divine right to create our lives exactly the way that we want it to be. So I say, I am grateful to know those and that there are steps and tools that we get to use in order to do that. I am grateful for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm grateful for you, Eugene. I'm
Thank
grateful
you.
that I found you. I'm grateful that you invited me on this podcast. And yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
grateful for the Academy of Self-Mastery because I know that those that are listening, there are helpful tools that can help and
Yeah.
change and transform their lives when we work these principles.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only homework I'm going to give this time is, every day, folks, ask yourself, ask your friend, ask your partner, and what are you grateful for today?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As they say, seek and ye shall find, right? And so be grateful. I love how it's written in all things, not for all things, in all things, be grateful.
Whew. Yes, in all things.
In all
Yeah.
things. But you don't understand. Can't you see what's going on with the economy? Okay. Are you going to eat today? And be grateful for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What can
Mm-hmm.
you do? What can you be grateful for even in that? But you don't understand. My family is treating me like a, okay, great. What can you find in that? What can you find in that? What can you find to be grateful for? Oh, maybe you have a family who's pissed off, but you have one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They weren't always pissed off, and they won't always be. So what I love about being grateful is I can't be truly grateful and pissed off at the same time. I
I love
tried.
that, Eugene.
I tried. I really did try. It doesn't work. It does not work. So the
Mhm.
homework, folks, is for one week, for 1 week, 7 days. In the morning and at night, write down five things that you are grateful for. Make it a practice.
Yes.
Yeah, if you can't come up with five, then come up with three.
Mhm.
If you can't come up with three, come up with one. If you can't come up with one, great. Stop, take a breath, and think about what life would be like without that breath. Be
Mhm.
grateful for that breath. Because without the breath, life is a little different. Life
Whew.
is a little different. But I'm
Mhm.
sure that you can come up with at least five. At least five.
Mhm.
Cool. And with that, I want to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Eugene Holden's Academy of Self-Mastery. And happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, high holy days to everyone. And we will see you soon. Peace and abundant blessings.